All right, folks, welcome back to Haik Ford, and what we have to present to you today is the legendary Ford Bronco. Originally built in 1965 as the first four-wheel drive sports utility vehicle Ford has ever created and the nation has ever seen. The Ford Bronco ended its production in the 90s and hasn't returned for 25 years. Built for modern-day adventurers who have been stuck in their home, been wanting to get out and do something new, this all-new Bronco is capable of handling even the most difficult obstacle courses the world has to offer. So there's 3 engine configurations available for Bronco. You have a 2.3-liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder that can be backed by a 7-speed manual transmission with the world's first crazy crawl gear at 4.57. And then you've got 10-speed transmission that can be backed on that 2.3-liter. You've also got the 2.7 backed by a 10-speed. Can't get it on that manual, I'm sorry, folks. And then you have the all-new Bronco Raptor with the 3.0 high-output V6 twin turbo. Great engine combinations for all your off-road needs. Now, there is also 2-door configurations and 4-door configurations. So there's 6 available models that you can do 2 and 4-door. That's going to be the base, the Big Bend, the Black Diamond. Now those 3 there, those are only going to be available in an 8-inch screen. So if you want that 12-inch screen for your Bronco, you've got to go up to a Outer Banks edition, which we're showing you today. Outer Banks, it's going to be Badlands and a Wildtrak. Now, the other 2, being the newest ones to 2022, is going to be the Everglades, which is the most capable water fording Bronco ever built, and the Raptor, which is most capable overall Broncos. Through the Wildtrak and down, as I just mentioned, you can get those in 2 and or 4 doors. You can get it in a convertible soft top, and you can get it in a hard top. Now, with 200 aftermarket accessories available for Bronco, certainly you can find a different hardtop out there if you'd like to. Optional different bumpers and things like that that Ford is currently offering on their website and through our Ford accessories department here at Haik Ford in Houston. You can really customize the Bronco to whatever specs you want. You can get any trim level in a Sasquatch package. So if you want to buy that base, but you want it to be aggressive and get that 35-inch tire with the beadlock capable rims, you can put a Sasquatch package on that thing and it will look absolutely amazing. Starting from the bottom all the way up to the top, you can get whatever you want, configure it whichever way you want with Ford. Now, each model is specific to what they do best, better than the other. So I get these questions a lot, and I just want to kind of clear the air for you folks. The Wildtrak edition that's capable of doing 2 and 4-door, we're going to start there. That vehicle is designed for off-road Bajaing at really fast speeds, very much so like the Raptor. The Badlands has this stabilization disconnect bar. That's the only one that has the sway bar, stabilization disconnect bar that you can really articulate off-road, rock crawling, things of that nature, all right, folks? So you've got the Wildtrak, really fast off-road Bajaing. You've got the Badlands, sway bar disconnect, stabilization disconnect. You can really articulate that vehicle. Then you have the Outer Banks edition. This one is really good at everything, not good at one particular thing, let's say. So the 3 models below the Outer Banks, we're talking the Black Diamond, the Big Bend, and the base model. They're really just overall adventurer vehicles, like very capable of going off-road and doing everything else that the Wildtrak and the Badlands can do. They're not particularly geared towards any specific off-roading. So I just want to mention every one of those bottom 3, and I'm just putting them in order here. They're capable of doing everything, just like this Outer Banks is not good at any one thing, but it's good at everything. I would classify those other 3 as the same. All right, folks, so on these brand new Broncos, the release of the Legend, you have best-in-class approach angle, breakover, and ground clearance. This vehicle is capable of fording through 33.5 inches of water when equipped on that 35-inch Sasquatch package with beadlock-capable wheels. All right, so up here in the front, folks, you've got this tie-down, which also works as a marker for the corner of the vehicle, so you really know the edges of the vehicle while you're off-roading in your new Bronco. This is good for 150 pounds tying, so there's going to be a cable that will connect to here, And it'll tie up there on that bracket right there where you can see that's a movable cap. That's actually the same movable cap that you'll use if you're gonna have a roof rack on top of the vehicle. So yes, you can order your Bronco without a roof rack and install one at any time, because there's a cap on both sides. And as you can see on the glass on this Bronco, it says accessory ready. So it is ready for you to change that out. Now, a cable will come from here, it'll tie up, and it'll tie up there on that bracket there for the accessories, and you'll tighten it up to 150 pounds. So if you're doing some really heavy off-roading and some thick brush, it will push all those brush and limbs out of the way so it's not hitting your windscreen, because we certainly don't want you to blow out your window while you're doing that extreme off-roading on the vehicle. Now, another thing that's really, really fantastic, you got these cowl mounted mirrors. So you can take those doors off, and while you're hitting those heavy duty off-road trails, you can make sure you're watching that Jeep behind you trying to catch up to you as you're moving through the trails. Now come on over to the front. You've got this beautiful new headlight that's designed here, and this is the LED option. So you can get them without. The LED just really sets the tone for the Bronco. So it's gonna light up all around here and then come out. It is absolutely elegant and beautiful. Coming across, you've got the white lettering in Bronco. So everyone that comes past your vehicle or is approaching it, they know you're sporting that brand new off-roading Bronco, and they're gonna be real jealous, I promise you that. Moving on to the front, you've got front sensors so that you can actually turn on the camera. Once you're approaching an object, it'll flick it on so it knows what you're seeing in front of you, even if you can't see out that windshield. Now, the vehicle is designed to be pretty flat up front, and why that's important is so you have that spatial awareness of your vehicle. So you've got these two tabs over here that are tie downs. They're gonna show you the corners of each vehicle. And then as you're coming off the hood, you've got it almost straight down. So that way you can really gauge the depth of the vehicle. But in case you can't, we have a front camera so you can check out what's going on in front of you. And when we get on the inside, I'm gonna show you this really cool piece of technology that allows you to record your trail onto your navigation screen and then upload it to Facebook or Instagram to show your friends what kind of trails you've been going on. All right, folks, so in talking about these bumpers, now you do have an option for the heavy duty front bumper that Ford's offering. Now that's a thick gauge steel, but what it's gonna add to your performance of your vehicle is you're gonna get a huge bash plate up underneath of here, and it's gonna be a solid steel bash plate. You've got rocks that you need to slide across. Maybe you're at that Moab, as you've seen, or if you haven't seen yet, the Bronco Off-Roadeo is specifically designed for folks who have Broncos or Broncos on order. So if you're one of those folks, go check out a location near you. It is an experience above all, and it will allow you to use someone else's Bronco, the company's Broncos, and they're gonna show you exactly how you can maneuver your Bronco through extremely difficult obstacle courses. And again, you don't have to use your own, you're gonna use theirs. So in addition to having that heavy duty steel front bumper, you do have the option of going with the plastic front bumper, and it does come equipped with the tow hooks here at the bottom. However, those tow hooks are not designed to pull you out, they're designed to pull your friends out. So just keep that in mind. They're not there for you. They're designed for you to pull people off the trail, help them out. Because when equipped with a Sasquatch package, you're gonna get electronic locking front and rear Dana locking axles. Amazing, amazing performance. Dana is well known in the off-road industry for its capability and strength, so you're gonna get that in the Bronco. All right, folks, so moving on over to the side of the brand new Bronco, you can see, like I mentioned previously, it's got that 1960s styling going all the way down it and across, which is an elegant touch. I think a lot of folks really like that classic look, and that's something that auto manufacturers are really struggling at capturing that old school style. Ford has knocked it out of the park with this new Bronco. And not to mention, one of the things they've also offered on the Bronco is the fenders. So there's turnbuckles inside of these fenders. If you really want to get into an aggressive off-roading and you've got an Outer Banks that has the painted fenders, or you upgrade or modify your fenders to be painted, or you just want to simply remove your fenders because you're going to do some really aggressive off-roading, there's turnbuckles inside of here. There's about 6 or 7 of them. you're gonna turn them to the 90-degree mark, and you just pull the fender right off the vehicle, put it in the back of your car, and then go hit the trails. In addition to that, you've got some bash bars. A lot of folks don't know about these, so I'm gonna go ahead and cover it real quick. If you've ordered yourself a Bronco Outer Banks, like this one with the standard wheel configuration, you can actually take those bash bars out. There's one located behind the wheel and one located in the front. They just unbolt, and it'll really allow you to use those 37s or 35-inch tires when you're upgrading for the wheel and tire package, when you're modifying your Bronco to exactly what you want it to look like moving on down the future. So if you do option your Bronco with the Sasquatch package and you're sitting on them 35-inch tires and the beadlock capable wheels, you will also have 11.6 inches best in class ground clearance. So I want to cover that, as well as utilizing these sideboards here, and they're available in different options. So in most of the Broncos, you can get this step railing here, but it's also optional for a rock slider. So if you didn't want this and you want to put the rock slider in there, it's designed to carry the weight of the vehicle while sliding on really difficult approach or descending angles where you may need to slide the side of the body of the vehicle against the rock sliders, utilizing those to pivot around an object. So we definitely offer those as well with Ford. Now, another thing I'd like to touch on is these mirrors. They are unboltable. So just about everything on this vehicle you can unbolt and modify to the way you see fit, the way you want your Bronco. You can unbolt these and change them out for different manufacturers or different aftermarket Ford parts. In addition, you have your 360 camera right here. So there's a camera spot right here that's gonna stay on the vehicle after we remove the door, which, by the way, is very, very easy. You're gonna unplug one electrical circuit and do 2 bolts, and off the door goes. Really, really, really nice, really seamless, super easy. Light doors, by the way, as well, so that makes it convenient. You grab the door, you can see the window actually drops down, so it's a seamless door. When you're sitting inside this vehicle, you have so much visibility, and it feels so comfortable. It just feels natural putting your arm on that door. Even if you're on the passenger side, you're really gonna enjoy yourself in this vehicle. So also available for Bronco, as mentioned before, 6 models are available in 2-door and 6 models are available in 4-door. Not the Everglades and not the Bronco Raptor, they're only 4 doors. But on the 2-door configuration, you will have a 2-piece hardtop available, as well as the soft top convertible. Now, talking about the 2-piece hardtop here, it's this passenger side panel that's removable by turnbuckle. The driver's side panel is removable by turnbuckle, and then you'll have an end cap that's removable on the 2-door. So what makes the 4-door really, really convenient for folks is that you'll have the 2 front panels, as I just mentioned, but you'll also have a 3rd row singular panel. So it's gonna make this small end cap really, really light and easily removable. One thing I find folks talk about on their Jeeps is they need a hoist inside their garage, and they say it looks pretty ugly. And that's because that Jeep top it's very awkwardly shaped and extremely heavy. So you've got a really long overhang, and then you have an end cap. So trying to lift it with you and a buddy is like grabbing the bottom, squeezing your fingers, and then grabbing the top, and then just kind of working your way off of it. It's a really difficult thing to do if you're gonna do it with 2 people. If you got a hoist, it'll work really great, but with the Bronco, it's easy and it's really light. So that'll help you guys out if you don't want one of those hoists sitting in your garage with the top hanging up. All right, folks, so I just want to clear the air on one thing here. I get a lot of calls where customers are coming in and they say, hey, I want a Bronco. And I say, okay, you want a Bronco? You want a big Bronco or you want a small Bronco? And they say, I want the 4-door. I'm gonna clear the air here. There's 2 different styles of Bronco. There is a 4-door Bronco Sport. That is a smaller, compact version, still extremely capable, comes in only all-wheel drive, has a 1.5 liter engine and a 2.0 in the Badlands. That vehicle can ford through 24 inches of water. It's an incredible machine, but there are 2 different types of Broncos, and I just need to clear this air a little bit. There is the Bronco Sport, which is also known as the iconic Bronco 2, and you have the Big Bronco. They do share trim models, so you're gonna see the Outer Banks edition in the Bronco Sport. You're gonna see the Badlands edition in the Bronco Sport. You are also gonna see the base model, and you will see the Big Bend in the Bronco Sport. So now moving on over to the back of the Bronco, there's some really unique styling within this headlight. So you've got this outline styled headlight, beautiful and elegant presence there. And then of course, you've got your Bronco sitting there, bucking at all of its competition, just kicking them out of the way, right? Moving on over to the tire, of course, the really great thing that Ford's done here is added a camera right in the middle of where your tire will be when you're pulling it off. So it's not offset to the side like you'll see some of the manufacturers making their cameras on off-road utility vehicles like this one. This one's directly in the center, really allows you to stitch that 360 camera when you're looking in an overview on the vehicle, which is excellent for off-roading. And later on in the video, I'm going to show you how you can use those cameras to trail assist through obstacles, looking forward and backwards on where your tire tracks will be. So really great functionality there. So another thing on these sports utility vehicles that you're not really finding is their creature comforts, right? So as you can see on this door handle here, there's a lock button. Just press it one time and I've locked the entire vehicle. And then I simply just slip my hand on the inside of the door handle and it just unlocked the rear hatch. So you'll find that you have a locking mechanism that doesn't necessarily lock the rear tailgate on some of the other competition's vehicles. You physically have to use the key to lock that. Otherwise it won't be locked up, it can be frustrating to folks. And I know it's been frustrating to me in the past. So I just want to point that out to you guys. All right, folks, so now back here on the back of the vehicle, we've got this rear tire rack that's mounted to the gate of the rear trunk here. And this thing can support an amazing amount of weight. So if you've got 35s, 37s, 38s potentially in an aftermarket component, you can mount it to that tailgate and it's not going to flex, sag, or drop. You've also got a strut here that assists in maneuvering that door opening and closing it. You've also got a rear window that's poppable. So if you want that open and keep the tailgate closed, you can do that as well. You can have the air coming back from the inside of the cab and exiting out here through the back. So moving on into the back of the Bronco, you have this pull tab, which is going to allow you to access some storage space located into the rear of this vehicle. And in addition to that space being back here, you also have your jack and the tools in order to remove your tires and to lift the vehicle up via the jack, with this part being essential. So this is a funnel that is going to insert into your gas tank, okay? It's capless, so you definitely need this adapter in order to fill your vehicle up with fuel should you be using a gas can. If you don't use this funnel, it will pour fuel all over the side of the vehicle. Ask me how I know. I did it on the Shelby GT500. Don't tell anybody. But you have to use that, pour it in, and it'll go in no problem. But make sure that you do utilize this funnel. Otherwise, you're just really gonna have a hard time trying to get fuel inside this vehicle. All right, folks, now that you've had a look at the all-new redesigned Bronco and its legendary styling from the 1960s, now offering performance and technology that you can enjoy with you and your family, available in 8 different trim models, you can contact any of our sales reps here at Haik Ford to schedule you a test drive or build you a new Bronco. You can reach out to myself here, Nathan Wood, here at Haik Ford in Houston, and get you that great Haik feeling.